It's been like 2 years. No, it hasn't been that long, but it's been long since I have talked about what Yankee Candle means to me, and it's been difficult to extrapolate the nuances of what Yankee Candle means to me while living at my unnamed UK university where I can't burn candles and where I can only smell them when I take a train to the nearest metropolitan area, which I'll be doing soon. So it's okay, but fortunately, I have a community of other Yankee Candle critics that have got a chat going. So I'm going to jump on in with Jonathan and Kim, two of my best friends who I've never met because they live in different parts of the country and are from different parts of my life. But as Kim has noticed, Jonathan's secret superpower is using nicknames that you don't really like, but just have to accept because it's his superpower that he is able to do that. So he can call you Kimmy, unless you fight him. So there's so much to talk about. It's good to be back, and I'm impressed with both of your entries' ability to talk for less than 20 minutes, and I will hope to do the same. No promises.
You won't do it.
You'll already know because it'll say at the bottom of this how long I took. So, to start with, Kim launched this round of Yankee Candle commentary by purchasing turquoise sky and grass and burning them together in her special candle scent smelling area, which had me dying. The view of you on the stairs smelling them killed me. I think it's genius. I think once again Kim is exhibiting her intuitive brilliance for blending things, which is part of her work as an artist and a chef and a designer. And something about even just the color of the turquoise sky and the green candle together seems like they're meant to go together like a beautiful plaid throw. So that it just seems like it would be the smell of jewel tones. Am I right? But I'm calling it your Skylon cocktail, and I will do a little smell comparison because that might be nice in the summer. The beer candle. First of all, the man candles. I can't believe they were successful. They were even sold over here. Like I found 2x4 in a tiny little Yankee boutique.
But that's a good candle. It's
shop.
okay. It's an okay candle.
Surely it's Yankee ladies buying them. I mean, I know there's men who like Yankee candles, but they seem to be making these candles for men that don't like candles. So why would you make a candle for someone who doesn't like candles? And why would you make it smell like beer? Have you ever sat in a brew pub eating a delicious roast beef sandwich with horse mayo and thinking, good Lord, what is the awful putrid stench coming from the big metal container over there? Why would you want your house to smell like a brewery? It's disgusting. But I'm so curious. And I will have to smell it, Kim. I'm sorry. If I see it, I'll have to smell it. But if it is the rival to the blueberry scone evil Voldemort candle, maybe this is like not a rival, but like Peter Pettigrew, like someone who thinks it has power and is just gross and dirty and stinky. Is that what the beer candle is? We'll see. And regarding Kim's question or statement that there should be Harry Potter candles, there are some Etsy artists who have been making generic, essential oils stuff going on, but points for trying. Google it. Google it. Google it. And of course, if you want to know my interpretation of what Yankee Candle best represents every Harry Potter character, just search kjswanson.com. And also, if you want to know what Jonathan thinks every Hunger Games character would have, his list is amazing. So you can probably find that somehow. All right, moving on. Camo. okay, we're still in the man candles. When I found out that they
Mandles.
were doing a camo-scented candle, I thought this is the end of the world. Well, no, I thought the end of the world came when they made Whiskers on Kittens a cat candle. We joked about what if they did, and they did. But I'm curious about the camo. At least the ad didn't have Beverly or whatever talking, delicately and prosaically about how nice camouflage smells. It was funny. It was a funny commercial by Yankee Candle. I didn't think they could do it, but they did. So I'm very curious to smell. Did they just make it smell like man shirt? Like, does it just smell like cologne? Because I don't think camouflage has ever smelled like cologne. If you're a soldier and you're wearing cologne, you're not in the field.
No, because they'll smell you.
You're not.
They'll find you. No.
You're at a party. So they should make a man in uniform candle. Work on it. It's very patriotic. Yeah, and in terms of the other summer and spring scents they've been launching, and that Kim mentioned as well, and Jonathan, sea coral. This seems like another prime example of Yankee Candle making candles of things that have no scent. Like snow. Or tulips. Sea coral. It's underwater, so it probably smells like
stinky
water.
seaweed
and
water.
And if you dry it, it smells like
that's what it would
dust.
Actually smell
I don't
like.
know. It sits on your shelf in Florida. In I can't remember where my grandparents live. Yeah, so I again, just another, anything that is ocean-based just ends up as, a seashell-shaped soap smell. I'm not interested. I don't want it. But I am curious about vanilla oak, which I've heard nothing about, and I'll address that issue further. But oh my gosh, I would love to smell vanilla oak. That sounds compelling. It sounds like a wonderful January option, perhaps for Jonathan, who may be losing silver white winters soon when they're all gone. But very curious.
Do I like that one?
Kim.
I can't remember. What?
Green tea candle?
I told you.
Is it real? I've been talking about this for years. They need to do a whole line of tea because, yes, I don't like the idea of things that shouldn't be hot being a candle, like ice cream or snow. But tea is already warm and aromatic, so make it a candle. But yeah, I bet that the green tea doesn't smell very good.
Well, it smells good. I just don't like it.
It tastes nice, and really, it should be like green tea frappuccino scent. They need
Mochi.
sweet
A
in there.
mochi.
But if I can find it, I'll check it out. Is it a treasure? Because there was a green tea and something that I saw on the internet and never smelled in person, I think. I'll have to find out. You mentioned Juicy Peach. Can we, with all integrity, use Juicy Peach in candle cocktails? I will have to say no, because one, I don't really like peach scented things. I like actual peaches. I think it's just got to smell like a trolley gummy candy. But you know what, Kim?
Which are good.
You have an instinct for blending, and I bet you can find an ideal Juicy Peach partner.
Yeah,
Frankly,
vanilla
Fresh
oak.
Mint and Juicy Peach might
They smell like a smoked,
rocket ship awesome.
grilled pear.
And I know that Fresh Mint is not being produced, and here I can explain for those like Kim who have been wondering some of the Yankee Can terminology, like treasure. Treasure means it's a candle that is no longer being actively produced. It's been retired, but either they're advertising it as a treasure in the catalog because they're bringing it back for a period of time, or in the store there's a shelf section of treasures often, and that usually means that it's candles that have been in circulation and they're able to sell them. often because people come in and trade an unused candle for a different one. That's how I almost always got evening air.
Oh, that's morning air. Never mind.
So
Air.
the things I can say about being in the UK, not really being able to burn candles. First of all, the aesthetic, and maybe I addressed this in my one other Yankee Candle since I moved video, but the preferences are totally different here. It's all about fruity flower, candy, sweet smell. So, like, summer and spring is when the stores are full of options. Where the options start to dwindle is fall and Christmas. And there, all we are left with are cherries on snow.
Time tap.
And
cough medicine.
Gingerbread cookie. Christmas cupcake.
Why? Who
Very
makes
little
cupcakes
option
at Christmas? Nobody.
No Boltzmann cedar.
Oh,
they're not into
candles.
the hearthy, wintry, harvesty, atmospheric Christmas. They're in the actual products of the season. They want the autumn harvest. I think it's called autumn harvest, but it's like berries and pumpkins. So it's the foodstuffs that happen at harvest. They want the food that you eat at Christmas. They don't want the smell of the room full of scented, crackling Christmas things. So that's been difficult.
How do you ever get in the holiday
candle time
spirit?
From September to December. So I've adapted to that because I don't like the fruity, smelly, summery, springy. I like the stuff that smells like things that burn. What I can say is if I were to have been burning candles this whole time, I would have had to veer away from the jar candles because my schedule is not one, well, except right now, where I spend a lot of time in my room. I'm in my office or the library or something. So I would have discovered that it's okay to burn tarts. That being able to keep a tart in a little saran wrap bag and break off a little bit and light one tea light and get your 2 to 4 hours when you're chilling in the evening.
Light a
is
candle.
Great. I also would have found out though that
the
scent isn't as strong and you have to empty out the melted stuff every 3 burns or so because once the wax is just sitting open in the air, unlike with a jar, it evaporates. But I would have had to adjust to a new lifestyle where I don't mock all tart-related things or the people who buy them, because I would be someone who buys them and receives them and uses them. Also, if I was burning candles, I would have to express a surprise change of heart experience if I had been gifted at Christmas time one of the candles that I often identified as the representative of what I wouldn't like, which is Christmas cookie, because food candles that are candles that smell like food and there's no food when you smell it are a form of evil. But if I'd been gifted a small jar Christmas cookie from a dear friend and burned it, I would have discovered that it adds a wonderful, sweet, warm tone. Basically, being in the UK means having to start getting used to and accepting food candles because that's really what you've got to work with. But it can bring surprise, especially if you don't have your own kitchen. It can be nice to have the warm, edible smells. It can feel comforting. So I would have learned that and been thankful to that friend for opening me up to a new world. Oh, Christmas cookie!
People do make cookies.
I think that's it for now. It's been very nice to see you all again. I hope to be able to tell you more about stuff I'm smelling, if I can find some stuff to smell. Okay, guys. Love you. Bye.